Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing? Um, I'm trying to go live on, it's not letting me do this, right? Okay, okay, hold on. Let me do this. You're not gonna believe this. The same problem I had before. Guess what?
See,
Instagram is doing it to me again. There we go. Now I'm gonna go live. There you go. Sorry, everybody. This is just technical
I can't
difficulties, is what
see.
it's called. Now, I'm going to find us on. All right. I'm waiting on Nanny Sharz to come in on
There.
our Instagram page. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you all hear me?
Hi. Yeah.
There she is. How are you?
I'm good.
Good,
Tired,
good,
but
good.
Medea, I'm
I am
here.
tired too. I don't blame you. I am tired too. Okay, so I'm gonna let Miss Nanny Shars introduce herself to you while I share this on Facebook.
For sure. Hi, guys. And most of you already know who we are. My name is Charlotte Lambert, also known as Nanny Sharz. And I've been a nanny for 17 years. As well as being a nanny, I specialize in potty training and also sleep consultancy, sleep training. I'm a nanny mentor, entrepreneur, and all-rounder, amazing speaker, public speaker. Um, and yeah, so wait, I heard a bit of an echo. Okay, no, it's gone. So
It was
yeah,
my
we
phone.
are. Oh, was your
Sorry.
phone? Okay, cool. We are the Nanny Hookup. Most of you already know who we are. Just to let you know, next week will be our last Nanny Hookup. Business has just got really busy for me and also for Angela, so we can't commit to this every week. So today we are going to be talking about nanny transitions. But I will allow Angela to introduce herself, or do you want me to introduce you? You can do
Um,
it.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Hello, hello,
Amazing,
hello,
amazing person.
everyone. Yes, I am amazing to myself. I am amazing. Anyway, hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela, and I am better known as Ask the Nanny. I am also a sleep trainer. I am a nanny. I'm a newborn care specialist. I'm a lactation educator. I'm a new parent educator. I am the director of nanny services for the U.S. Nanny Association. I have a jam business called This Jam Good. And I'm recently on TikTok for about 3.5 weeks now. So head over
Join
to
her on there.
TikTok, join me on TikTok at AT Nanny. So there's lots of tips and baby stuff on there, and I'm working on getting some toddler stuff on there. So if you need some advice and tips, join me, join me, join me. Also, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Ask the Nanny on ask.the.nanny on Instagram, and I am Ask the Nanny on Facebook. So find me, find me,
Great.
find me.
And
Hey,
she also is a very good cook as well. You're forgetting your recipes.
yes. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. It's been a long. It's Thursday.
She does a lot. She
Yes,
does a
it's the
lot.
end of the week. Yes. Okay, and you can find me at ATN_recipes galore on Instagram, or you can go on my YouTube page, which is also youtube.com/ask the nanny, and find my recipes. I also have a cookbook. You can go on my website at atnanny.com, and
Go
everything is
ahead.
Ask the Nanny at
Yeah.
atnanny.com, and you can purchase it straight from my front page. It's a digital cookbook. It's about 30 recipes in the book. And hey, yum, yum.
Hi. We've got a few people coming in.
Yes,
Who have we
hello,
got?
British Nanny in Oz. What time is
Hi,
it
Nanny
there?
Shosho and Kalisha. Hi, Joey. We've got quite a few people. And
Let's
Jessie's
play
in
it.
as
Lauren
well.
said, she said, I'm awake. I'm still awake.
Oh, wow. This is late for her.
She's still
This
awake.
is
So
very
thank
late
you
for
for
her.
joining us. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're going to get right into our topic for today. Um, I'm going to let Nanny Sharz go first because I still haven't shared
Yeah,
anything on this page yet.
that's all right. I'm going to put in the topic and I need you to pin it because
Okay,
let's
please
see.
do.
Have I spelled that right? Transitions. I think I've spelled that right. No, you haven't spelled a word for a very long time. And you look at it and you're like, it don't look right.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
I've been there, done that. How many times? Too many.
Right, so let's talk about nanny transitions. This is a
Yes.
topic that I really struggle with. I'll be very honest. I always let you guys know that I'm just real and very authentic. So I'm never going to sugarcoat
Mhm.
things. I really struggle with nanny transitions because I I lead a lot with my heart, and when I get into a position, I'm very professional, but also when it comes to children, just like they literally steal my heart. So it's just really hard when the time comes to, transition and change to another family or to leave the job, especially when it doesn't end on a good note. It can be very difficult. When it doesn't end on a good note, it it can be very damaging to your self-esteem, to your confidence, to just, your ability as a nanny. I've had it before where positions have ended very badly and it's made me question if I actually want to still be a nanny. And I can't believe I even questioned it, but that's how bad it got, to the point where I was like, is this really for me? Because, just couldn't deal with a few of the issues that had happened in that position. But one of the things that we always try to do on the Nanny Hookup is give you guys advice on how to overcome things, even things that we really struggled with. Um, so I'm going to give you some tips on what I've done that have helped me and also help the next nanny as well that's coming in, or if there is another nanny that's going to take my place. So one of the things that I do when I'm finishing with a family, I have a discussion with the parents in regards to when we're going to tell the children, how we're going to tell the children, if we want it to be, sitting down all together, if they want me to do it on my own or if they want to do it, that is something that has to be very clear. Another thing that I do is when I talk about going, I never let the children think that I'm leaving them or their life. It just means that I'm not going to be seeing you every single day, but I'm still going to be your nanny forever. And I make sure I let them know that. And even like with my last position that ended in September last year, I've gone back like 6 or 7 times just to work for them. So that's been really nice because, I told the boys that even though I'm not your nanny every day, I'm your nanny forever. So they see that, Nanny Sharz is always going to come back no matter what.
Mhm.
So that's really good. And then I always try to do a transition folder for the next nanny. So some of the things that you wouldn't normally know, or some of the parents might not even know, where we spend so much time with the children, and there might be little things like, for instance, Sammy likes his sausages cut up in a certain way, or just little things that, the little nitty gritty things that you don't really think of, but actually really matter to the child. So I always leave a nanny transition. I say folder, but it's not. It's just maybe two A4 papers. I type it up, or sometimes I write it, but recently I've been typing it up, and it's just okay. It's just a profile of each child. It's got their favorite food, their favorite colors, the favorite things that they like to do. Um, if they were to get upset, what are some of the things that comfort them? Um, Different ways that if the child's behaving this way, what like transition or not discipline methods that I've used and the parents use that really help. So just loads of things that the nanny probably wouldn't know. And if you were to do a nanny handover, these are the things that you will tell the nanny, but because you probably don't get the chance to do that, it just helps the next nanny that comes along. And then the children don't feel like there's so much of a disconnect because the nanny's already kind of been prepped on little things that they're really good at or not so good at or need work with, or, little, some children, like, for instance, my nanny children, the last ones, when they were upset and I was comforting them, they used to like to rub my head. I've got no hair, obviously, as you can see. They used to like to rub my hair. So I would let the next nanny know, like when, Sammy was upset, he used to rub my hair or, stroke my ear or whatever, just, little comfort things that they probably wouldn't know. That's very important. I feel like I'm yabbing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
there
this
you go.
it's good information.
Okay.
It's very good information because you put the I don't go that far, but I do have a folder that I create of the places that we frequent,
Mm,
favorite foods, uh,
yeah.
uh, different types of activities that we do to
Mm-hmm.
kind of make it feel like um, I know they'll probably the next nanny that comes in will probably want to do her own thing with them. But
Mm,
these are some of the things that I have established. These are some of the things that we have done in the past that we normally do that they like to do. So
yeah.
to give you just basically to give them a start of I'm new here, and they're gonna be just kind of like, who is this woman? Why is she here? What is she doing? I don't know if I want to like her or not. But if you do some of the things that the old nanny did, and this is transitioning into a new job or when she's talking about transitioning out, I'm talking about transitioning in. So when
Mm-hmm.
you transition into a job, ask about their favorite places. If there's no book or anything, ask about their favorite places, how they like what is their special bedtime routine? What books are must have, they must read before nap time, before bedtime? What are their favorite foods? You want to start out with their favorites. Three or four that first day, their favorites, because they need to feel like it's safe. It's my favorite. How did she know? It builds a bond between you of, oh, she knows my favorite food. And please ask how they like their favorite foods cooked because you may cook it differently. And they may look at it and go, I don't like
What
that.
that? What that is?
Because it's not the way that the nanny that has been with them for 3 or 4 years did it. So ask how it's done. Ask her, show me how it's done. If you have the opportunity to talk to the old nanny, ask her questions of how was it done? How did you do this and how did you do that? It's not going to diminish your power as a nanny. If you ask the old nanny how she did it, it will not diminish you. I promise you. It will give you brownie points with the parents because you know how to do it. It will give you big time points with the kids because you know how I like it. Oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
how did you know that?
I'm just
So
saying.
you're not gonna let me let that go, are you?
I love it. You haven't said it in so long. I'm
Okay,
like,
I'll get it in there. But like Shada said, if she's leaving something, if a nanny has left a book or whatever for you for those kids, use it. It's for your advantage. It's to your advantage. Use it. You don't know everything about those kids. You know a lot about kids, but you don't know that particular set of kids and how
mm-hmm.
they like their particular things done. Use the transition folder. And that's a wonderful thing, a little transition folder, a leaflet, a brochure, or whatever, so that you and the kids can be a pair of you and the other nanny can kind of she's leaving out, you're coming in, and it's still all on the same plane instead of she's leaving out and you're coming in. So you're riding under the radar. And they're gonna look at you like, and it's gonna probably take you longer to adjust to those kids. But if you use some of what they are um, what they are doing, what they're already doing, and what they're already used to, it will help. I promise you, it will help. So, anything else from leaving out?
Yep. No, I wanted to add, obviously, because we're talking in terms of when things end well.
Yes.
And you can have that nice smooth transition. And we all know in nannying, it don't always work like that. I've been kicked out of houses. I have been, not being able to work my notice period. Or I've been kicked out and had to come back and still work my notice period. So there's been so many, Andrew's like, there's been so many not good kind of transitions. And I want to give you guys some advice on how to handle those, because I really struggled. In one of my positions, I was told that they didn't want to stay in contact with me, and I just never understood that, because I've stayed in touch with the majority of my nanny family. So I was just like, why would you take that away from your children? And I think it's just because we didn't end the position on a good note. So mom was a little bit in her feelings, but she overcame that, and we still see each other now. So that's fine. Sometimes when emotions are heightened, you might, the parents might say things they don't really mean and things like that as well. But when they sit down and actually think about it, you've been a valuable part of their children's lives and their lives as well. So
Yes.
why would they not want to continue that relationship? Some instances, obviously, where parents have taken advantage of the nanny and the nanny's had to, put in her notice earlier than expected. Sometimes that might not work out. And you know what? I think it's very important that nannies know that as long as you tried your best in that position and you were professional and you treated those children fairly and you did the best that you could for the children and the family, then you can walk away with your head held high. And it might be easier said than done, but trust me, I'm talking from experience, like having to sit 9 hours in the airport trying to find a flight back home because I've been asked to leave immediately after putting in my notice. So just little things, that probably don't work out for nannies. I think it's very important just to focus on, you just ask yourself, did I try my best? Did I do my best? Did I do right by that family? And if the answer is yes, then walk away with your head held high, because that's what I had to do. And it took me months. I was very scarred when that position ended very badly, and I came back to the UK, and I was just like, I don't think this is for me anymore. And I can't believe it, because I feel like nannying is my calling. But I just was like, yeah, I don't think I can deal with micromanaging parents again. I don't think I can deal with the passive aggressiveness. I don't think I can deal with the disrespect. I can't deal with the racism, the little microaggressions. Like, that's another aspect of being a black nanny. But yeah, so sometimes, as long as you know that you've done your best in that position, and sometimes things just don't end well. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes it's not a good fit. It might seem like a good fit in the beginning, but it turns out you start the job, it's something completely different, and it's not what you signed up for. Don't feel bad about it. Just know that you did your best in that position, and you just
Mm-hmm.
move on and look to the future.
Yes, I totally agree with everything you just said. It makes a difference. And just know that when you are ready to transition and when you hand in your resignation,
Woo.
like Shada said, be ready,
Yep.
be ready, because it may seem like, oh, well, we're on pretty good terms. Let me give them my resignation. And they've been passive aggressive. They've been holding on to this until, oh, this is our chance. Bam.
Right. And then
Okay,
boom.
so you want
Woo.
to quit? Bye. And also be ready when you see, when you hear things behind your back, because I had something happen to one of my friends. She was getting tired of the job. She was basically burnt out because they were working her 60 hours Monday through Friday. And then they wanted to come in, a couple of hours on Saturday, maybe a couple of hours on Sunday. Well, the couple of hours ended up being like more like 3 to 4 hours. And she basically had no time to herself. And when you don't have any time to yourself, you're working 60 hours as it is, and you have no time to yourself. You have 48 hours off.
Mm-hmm.
You are tired. You are burnt out. You have no time to go grocery shopping. All you want to do is sleep. All you want to do is sleep go visit your friends, have some time off. But when your life is wrapped around that job, and they're not telling you that, oh, we're interviewing for a new nanny and she's starting, and you find out through the grapevine, through the listening, through the walls. They say the walls have ears. When I
Ooh.
say when I say the walls have ears, that means somebody's listening.
Mm-hmm.
So always say, and I protect myself, and I say the walls have ears. Know that, don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble or me in trouble. But the walls had ears, and she heard through the walls and found out that they were interviewing other nannies after she left from work.
Wait,
And
and she put her notice in already?
no, she hadn't put her notice in, but she was getting ready to. She had talked to me. She said, "I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I'm about ready to quit this job." I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
do they know this?" She said, "No, I haven't talked to them about it yet, but I'm in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be putting in my notice." Well, that couple of weeks passed by, and that
Thank you
that
so simply. I'm not at home, that's why.
I'm giving me a new background too. But that couple of weeks passed by, and the morning that she was getting ready to put in, well, the next day she was getting ready to put in her resume. I mean, her notice.
Yeah.
As she was leaving, there was a young lady coming up to the house, and she was asking, "Are they home?" She said, "Who are you?" She said, "I'm here for a nanny interview." And she was like, "Oh, okay." So she went home that night, she had already had it written out. She signed it, sealed it, and then the next morning she turned it in. And they said, "Okay, we have someone starting on Monday anyway." So I was just like, "So did you stay or did you leave?" She said, "I left. They had already hired somebody, so they didn't need me anymore. I left." And I'm just
Wow.
like, okay, I don't know
So
if I
that's
would have
not a
done
nanny
that.
transition.
That's
That's not
not
a
a
very
nanny.
smooth one.
That's not. That's not. That's not a nanny transition. But I'm telling you, be ready for anything.
Right,
Always be ready, simply
right.
because you never know what the parents are thinking, or they can be telling you one thing. "Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're
Mm-hmm.
fine." And all of
Mm-hmm.
us use the word "fine" in our own definition. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine inside of my, yeah. So anybody say, "Oh, it's fine. Oh, you're fine." You don't know what's going on in their head. It's just an automatic fine. It's an automatic answer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that automatic answer, don't take, if you can get them to elaborate on that fine, that would be better for you than for you to be sitting there and thinking, "Oh, we're fine," but we're not fine.
Yeah, trust me. Same thing happened
And
to me recently. Same thing, similar thing happened to me, but I've been interviewing a lot for positions for the past few weeks, and I've been very fussy. But one of the jobs that I interviewed for, I would just talk to my friend in general. They're saying, "Yeah, I've been interviewing for this job, this job, this job," and he was like, "This job sounds very familiar." Turns out it was her job that I was interviewing for, and she had no clue that that was happening, and I felt so bad, and I said we're going to take the position anyway, just because of the way that they had kind of the conduct during the interview process wasn't very good. So I was like, yeah, the job was very appealing, but then after that, and then it turns out that yeah, she was on a trial with them actually, but they'd given her the job and she was doing her probation period, but they were still looking for nannies. So for me, sneaky, yes, very sneaky.
it's
For
very
me, I think
sneaky.
that's very disrespectful, because you're wasting my time. If you don't want me here, just say. Like, with the whole point of a trial or probation period is to say, okay, it's not working out, so I'm going to look for someone else. Not to look for someone else while the person thinks they've got a job, you know,
Right.
and it's so bad.
You're
You didn't know.
using me. You're using me till
Yeah,
you find somebody else, somebody that you want.
right,
And
right.
that
And when you
is
find
not a
someone,
good, that's not a good self-esteem booster either.
not at
I'm
all,
just I'm
not at
just
all.
saying, if I'm here working my behind off, working with your children while you're looking for someone else, it would be different if it was okay, this is temporary until we find a permanent nanny, that
Right,
permanent person.
right,
That's one thing. If
right.
I'm in a probationary period, I know there's a possibility I may have the job and I may not have the job. If I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
probationary period, there's also in that probationary period, you are deciding, do I want this or do I not want this? So
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you to be ready. Never stop looking, even if you have a job. Never stop looking. Never stop, seeing what's out there because you never
Mm-hmm.
know what may or may not happen, and you may be looking again.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
you're already ahead of the game, oh, I saw that job just the other day. I marked that down. Okay, let me apply for that job. Ding. Even if
And
you
things can
don't
change.
apply, even if you don't apply, know what's going on. Know
Mm-hmm.
what's going around you and in your whatever selected area of where you want to work. Because I have a
Mm-hmm.
selected area of where I want to work. And I know y'all thinking, looking at me like, say what? Yes, I go where people can afford me because I don't want to haggle. I'm too old for that. I'll be 55 this year. I'm too old for haggling what my worth
And you
is.
look
And
good.
I've been doing this since I was 11, 40 some odd years. I'm too old for haggling. I'm not 20 something years
Not
old to
me.
haggle. I want to go in. This is my price. Okay, take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are cases that I take. I know that they can't afford my price, and I will cut my price down to a certain amount, and that's it. But that's because of what I want to do. I don't want to be in the position of what I of haggling. Well, so and so, and then you end up going with somebody else, and then you coming back to me and saying, "Oh, well, the person we hired was not what we needed, and we decided that you were the best candidate." Oh,
You
after
get
you
what you
hired
pay
somebody
for.
else, thank you. After you hired somebody else and you tried them out, and they weren't the person that you thought that I was going to be, because I go on an interview and I give my all. I tell you everything you need to know. But just because I tell you everything you need to know doesn't mean you know how to execute it.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you all the answers, but you still don't know which answer goes to what question on the test.
Mm-hmm.
So just be mindful of looking, even though you're not on the market, stay abreast on what's going on. It's just like your job. If something new comes about childcare and some new thing, vaccination. Oh, they're starting this vaccination for children. What do you think about it? Research it so you can tell your parents, and because they're going to ask, "What do you think about this new vaccine? What do you think about? What is everybody saying about it?" Research it, just so your job, your livelihood is just as important. Stay, stay ready. Stay researching. That's research for you.
Always. Always.
Always.
Always.
Always.
Nanny transitions. This is what we're talking about for the people coming in. Thank you. Hi, Belle. We are talking about nanny transitions. So when a nanny moves from one job to another, when they end the position, when they
Mm-hmm.
enter a new position, and the different kind of tips that we've given just from our experience as well and our knowledge. Something that I wanted to add to what you said is with nanny transitions. You mentioned it a bit earlier, but it's always, if you can, always try to speak to the previous nanny,
Yeah.
and always try to speak to the previous nanny, and always in the interview process, always ask, what did the previous nanny do that you really liked, that you would like the new nanny to continue? That's very, very important because the mum might say, "Oh, our nanny used to do like, change, give us like bring a new bunch of flowers in every 2 weeks." So I don't know, something really sentimental and nice that they really thought gave a nice little touch to their family. And it just might give you an insight into the things that the family appreciate as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that they kind of put to a high regard. Um, Hi Rose. So yeah, so that those things are very, very important. Another thing in regards to nanny transitions is when a position doesn't end well, try and give yourself a break. I know obviously some people are like, I need money, I need to work, but try not to just jump into another job very quickly because psychologically it can really have an effect on you. And I think I I gave myself 6 months when I finished. Not to say you should do that, but I felt like I went through a lot of mental abuse with the mum that I was working with, a lot of narcissistic traits. So I had to do some healing after that job. It was very hard on me emotionally and mentally. So I gave myself 6 months where I was just temping. When I missed the children, I was like taking temp jobs here and there, but I also was working on my mental health because the job really took a toll on that. So really give yourself time to have a break in between jobs. Don't just go into another job very quickly.
Yes. And on the flip side of that, jobs that do end well, like when you move, because I'm military and I moved and moved and moved and moved and moved. So it was not most of my jobs were not long term. Also, I'm a infant and toddler specialist. When they get past 3, I'm probably not going to be there anymore because I know my limit. I know
Yeah.
what I can handle. I know my age group. I know once they get to preschool, kindergarten, all that. That's not my. It's
Niche.
within my wheelhouse, but it's not my specialty. That's
Is
outside of my
it? What did you say?
box.
Hold on. It's within your what?
My wheelhouse.
My wheelhouse. So talk to us about that because this is
Okay.
something we haven't heard.
So it's
More
something that I
English.
can do. It's something I can
Yeah.
do. I'm willing to do it. I can do it. But
Uh,
mm,
okay. You prefer something
mm,
else. Your wheelhouse. Oh,
I
that's a really good
prefer
term.
0 to 3. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer zero to
I'm the
three.
same.
And
I'm the same.
if I've had them since birth, or at least 1 year old, and they're 3 to 4 years old, they know me. That
Yeah.
I can do. I can
Raise
go
them.
beyond 3 years old if I've had them for 2 or 3 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
Starting
Mm-hmm.
at 4 years old, maybe not so much. Starting at 3 years old, 2, yes, I can handle that because and 2 year olds, you got the not the breaking of the wheel and
Mm-hmm.
not the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to know. You got the temper tantrum stage. That terrible too. It's not so terrible. They're just learning.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to redirect them to explore
Right.
instead of, oh, you just getting into things. No, they're not getting into things. Exploring, yes. Getting into stuff, no. So I can handle that. I can handle that. But
I'm the same.
generally, when they get to 3, I'm out. So a lot of my jobs, I have either moved because of military, or I have moved on because the family dynamics have changed, or
Mm-hmm.
I have literally moved because I needed to be somewhere else. But I have a lot of children that I was temporary legal guardian of in the military because I was a military wife. I have a lot of children, I have 19 to be exact. Some of them, um, it has not expired, but I had a parent contact me the other day. She said, "You remember this?" And she took a picture of the little document and sent and emailed it to me. I was like, "Wow!" She said, "It hasn't expired yet." So you're still my child. I said, "I don't even know your
Guardian.
child anymore." But I mean, she sends me pictures. But
Yeah.
knowing the child and seeing pictures of the child is two different things. But
Mm.
it a lot of my transitions go well simply because I set them up that way. I tell
Yeah.
the parents as soon as I know I'm moving or I'm moving on, I let them know. We cry, we cry, we
Yeah.
cry. Can't we keep you?
Yeah.
Can't you just
Mm.
move with us? Can't you just do this? And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I end up. I have two godchildren, um, little blonde haired, blue eyed little boys. I don't know how I got two, but they are my godchildren. One lives in New York, one lives in South
Mm.
Carolina. But
Mm.
I get pictures. We do FaceTime, we do birthdays, we do Christmas, we do anniversaries. I am generally a part of their life, not on an everyday basis, but they see me
They
once or
know
twice a
you.
month. They know me. They see me
Mm-hmm.
once or twice a month. I had the one that lives in New York. They were coming to Texas, and he told his mom, "Mom, I gotta take a bath tonight because Gigi is gonna see me, and I got to look good." I cracked up. I was like, "I love you. I love
That's
you. I
so
love you."
cute.
It was so important to him to look good to Gigi. And
Yes.
when I saw him, I said, "Guess what?" He said, "What?" I said, "I took a bath last night because I knew I was going to see you and I needed to look good for you." And he looked at his mom. He looked at me. He said, "I did too." It was
That's so
hilarious.
cute.
He was 7 years old at the time. He's 3 years old now,
Love
but
that. So cute,
it was
right?
so cute. And he was just like, "Oh," I was just like, "Oh," and his mom just cracked up laughing, like, "I'm so glad you did that."
Was that an old nanny child of yours?
Yes, he was an old
Look,
nanny child.
see.
It
So
was
when the
it
transition in, wow,
Yes, they were moving to New York, and I was getting married and moving to Texas. So it just happened to
wow,
coincide. As a matter of fact, that was 6 years ago this month.
wow. And you're
Because
still in contact with them as well.
yes, I'm still in contact with them.
Good. Love
I'm
that.
still in
Love
contact with
that.
them. And like I said, we do birthdays, we do Christmas and all that. But those
Mm-hmm.
transitions went well because we
Yes.
knew what was going to happen. We became that last couple of months after they knew it was like, let's get all the Gigi time in we can get. And it became more like family
Yes.
than employer employee.
Yes.
There's a line that's between, and we know where that line is.
Yeah.
And I've even had one of the parents, um she had a scare. The doctor called her and she had a scare, and she came in the kitchen and tears were running down her face, and she's like, "I just don't know." And she explained it to me. She said, "I just don't know what to do. I don't know." And she said, "Just pray for me." And we stopped right there. It was nap time. We stopped right there, and I prayed for her right there in the kitchen. And when I said amen, she said, I didn't mean now, but thank you."
That's
I
so
said, "Well, you
sweet.
said pray, and now's perfect time to
Listen,
pray."
when prayer
But
calls. Mm-hmm.
she hugged me, and she went to the doctor because I was going to be on vacation. She went to the doctor, and she I was the first person. She said, "Thank you for praying for me. It was negative. Thank you, thank you." I said, "You're welcome. You're welcome." But it's those things that you do with those families that bond you to them for life.
Ever. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
there are still some that have we had a good parting, but they weren't like family to me.
Yeah, the different
They were not family to me. I have a set of twins that live in Florida. I was there the day they came home from the hospital, and I still, you know, they will be 10 years old. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, they'll be 10,000. They'll be 10 years
ones.
old
Yeah.
this year. And I still have the video when they were like two singing happy birthday off key to me. The Anshua, that's what they call Anshua. So I still have the video of them singing
Yeah.
happy birthday to me with their little sippy cups. Those
Mhm.
things mean a lot to you. And even though you have transitioned from that family, from that position,
Mhm.
you have not transitioned from that family because they are still family to you.
Yeah.
So those positions that you have that in family positions,
Yeah.
I hold those near and dear to my heart. And I
Yeah.
try not to have a bad transition. I know when my time is up. I know
Mhm.
when it's time to go. I have never been told, okay, well, we don't need you no more. I've
Yeah.
never been told that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I position myself where if you say go, I'm out. I'm good. If you say stay, can you give us an extra week? Have you found a job yet? Can you give us an extra week? Because now I have to find a nanny. I have to find somebody to replace you. If I have the extra time, yes, I will stay. I'm not trying to put you in a hardship.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not my the way I do things. I want you to
Mhm.
find somebody good. Do you know somebody good? And 9 times out of 10, all the good ones are gone. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. The ones that I know, they're already in positions. They're already
Yeah.
gone. So it's so easy to have a hardened heart against the family that kicked you out or the family that you feel did you wrong. But think
Mhm.
about the ones that did you right. Think
Right.
about dwell on
Listen.
the ones that dwell on the ones that did you right. Dwell on the ones that you still can go and see, and you're still invited to the
Yeah.
birthday parties, and you're still invited to the
Right.
baptism, and you're still invited. And my husband has been invited to I don't know how many things. Oh, come on over there. Bring your husband with you. Come on. And I'm just like, okay, they
Yeah.
don't know him, but because of me and they know my character, they invite
Yeah.
him. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. We had a comment. To make it easier when I'm ready to leave, I even offer to interview nannies and train my replacement. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Trained. I have trained several nannies. I have helped vet several nannies. Call them, ask them questions. They have called
Yeah.
me, asked me questions about families that I have worked with.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
because 99% of the families that I have worked with, I have left on good terms. And we
Yeah.
were friends, and still, my first nanny child is in college now. And I still am on Facebook friends with mom, and I still have the code to the house and the key to the house. Uh, and if anything changes, they let me know. So I'm still welcome there. If I want to go back, I could go back.
Mhm.
Even though the kids are grown, you can come take care of the dogs, whatever we need you to do. You can come back and stay. So
Yeah.
it's like dwell on the ones that make you feel good. Because if
Yeah.
you
The one
keep
you're still in
dwelling on
contact
that
with.
one that just did you wrong or put you out or did whatever to you, there are things that just no,
Yeah. You lose
because
your passion as well.
it messes with your brain. I did
Mhm.
something wrong. They didn't like me. They didn't, and
Mhm.
and and a lot of nannies have low self esteem
Woo!
and they are overworked,
Talk about
underpaid,
it.
and
Woo!
just dwelling on that bad thing will just drain everything out of you. Dwell on the good
Mhm.
things. I'm the
Mhm.
I'm the I'm the person that, okay, in everything the Bible says, in everything give thanks. Okay,
Yes.
Lord, I
Always.
thank you that you took me out of this situation because I know you have better for me. It's all about your perception. Blah.
Perception.
Yes, it's all about the perception. You took me out of this because I know you got something better. And sometimes we don't realize um, the bad that we're holding on to. It's just making us shrink again,
Mm-hmm.
and until you're nothing, and then you
Yeah.
become nothing to that family, and they start treating you like nothing. And let go. You hanging on to this little bit. You got this little bitty little object, and God's trying to give you this bigger object. Now, which one you want? You want to hang
Well,
on
look,
to this
see,
little bit?
God did the work.
You want to hang on to this little bitty thing, or you want to get grow bigger to this? And
Change is
then,
good.
yes, because after you get done with this, He's got something even bigger for you. Your time is
Mm-hmm.
up.
Always gets better. Always gets better. Always.
It gets
You might have
better.
to have some bad eggs in between, but trust me, always gets better. This is another thing I want a lot of nannies to know as well. Please don't be deterred by not getting a reference, or if a position ended well, you're not going to get another job. Like, do not obsess about that, because I've had so many positions that have ended well, and I've had a few that have ended not so well. And I swear to you, it did not even affect me getting another job, because when you are very good at what you do and you're passionate about what you do, and it shows on your CV, your resume, what you can
Mm-hmm.
do, a lot of parents understand that, okay, maybe it might not, your last position probably wasn't the best fit, but you might be a good fit for our family. So they're not going to really judge you if you're very, very honest. I'm always very honest about my situations. When I first got back to the UK after one of my overseas positions, I was very honest. I just was like, it wasn't a very good fit. I'm the type of nanny that I'm very hands on. I don't need to be told how to do my job. I'm very proactive. If I see something needs doing, I just get on with it. I don't work very well in households where I'm dictated to, or where I'm told to do the stuff that I already know how to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I said that's what the situation was. And I was very honest with the parents. I said I'm very, very assertive, and sometimes I can be quite direct. So that was a bit of an issue. And I would just, yeah, I think when you're very honest with parents, they just get it, and they appreciate your honesty as well. Do you know what I mean? They don't look at you like, oh, you're lying, or your last position. Okay, she hasn't got a reference from her last position. Okay, ended badly, but why? If you're really honest from the jump, from the beginning, trust me, it will not affect you. I'm still going strong 17 years later, and I count my experience from I was 16, but I've actually been nannying since I was 30. But I don't include the 3 years because I was still a minor and I shouldn't have been working, but I wanted to have a job. So
Yes.
so it hasn't affected my career. And I've had people question it like, oh, why was there a bit of a gap there? Or how come that position ended a bit, like the other ones have been quite long and then this one's quite short? And I'm very honest. I'll keep it real all the time. And if you do that, parents will really appreciate that, and they'll understand and
Yes.
know that,
Yes.
okay, we can trust this nanny because she, one, has boundaries because she left a position that didn't serve her well. And two, if things go wrong, we can bet that she's going to talk to us about it and not just going to up and leave. So that also shows that you're really, well, not you're really good, but that you have dealt with conflict resolution and things like that. So
Right.
yeah, man.
And
Angela, do you want to add to that?
yes, I was going to say, when you explain to the family what happened between you and the family, keep it brief.
Oh
Don't
man,
don't
please.
bad mouth don't
The
bad mouth the
family, please.
family,
Oh
because
gosh.
the family you're interviewing with is going to see, okay, well, we had a conflict of interest, or we were not a good fit. And once I figured out I was not a good fit for this family, I went to them and I told them and I spoke with them about it. And we both agreed it was time to part ways. End of
Yeah.
story.
I always say as
Don't
well,
go
Angela.
in there saying, well,
Yeah.
they
The
wanted me
mom
to
did
do
this
this
and
and
did that,
and
and
they
then
did that, and you get your uh
you start
you
saying
get your
names and everything.
you
Oh
dropping
gosh.
names, and you get your neck roll
Yeah.
going on, and
Going
they
on and
wanted me to
this is
do this and
bad
they
mood.
wanted me to do
Yeah.
that. And no, I wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah.
And the kids
No.
were just bad. They were just some
Yeah.
bad kids. No,
Oh,
that's the
preach. I
quickest
always
way
say
to
that.
not get you another job.
Right. Always say a really good wording that I'll help you guys with. I say I saw that I wasn't able to reach my full potential in that position. I felt like I was doing a disservice to myself and the family. So you can say something like that, you know. So I'm, you know, and I really want to make sure when I'm in a family that I'm putting 100% in, and you know, I just wasn't fully getting stimulated in that role, and I need to be in a role that's more like, and explain the role that you work best in. And then the family will know, okay, well, our family's a bit like that, so maybe this would be a good fit. Or they might say,
Mhm.
hi, oh, it's so sweet. Don't even try to say the name. I saw you.
I was not saying nothing. I was just looking. You have gotten
Hey,
on to me
woman.
enough times that I'm not
Yeah.
saying a word. Not at all.
Yeah, so make sure, guys, that you, like Angela said, you don't badmouth the family, and you just keep it very strict. And even if you want to say, the position I was in, there was a lot of micromanaging, and I'm the type of nanny that doesn't do well with micromanaging. I like to work more as a team. You know, there's loads of ways that you can mention things that didn't end well in a
Hmm.
very professional way without badmouthing the family or the children. And
Right.
because I've worked for some children that have not had great manners and have been quite violent, and you know, probably not had the best behavior. But even in that, I still wouldn't label them as bad kids or, you know, bad children. I
Yes.
would just say,
Yes.
the children didn't take to me as well as maybe other children do. Not all children are gonna like you anyway. Like, a lot will, but
A
you know,
lot of
you have
people
the
don't
you
like
want
you.
to,
That's just it.
right,
They
and that's
don't like you.
okay.
It's
You can't please
okay.
everyone.
Move on.
There you go. You can't please everyone. You cannot please everyone. And like I said, sometimes positions are just not the right fit. It's not
Hmm.
even that it's got anything to do with you or anything to do with the family. It's just not the
Hello,
good fit.
Nanny Miss
Hi, Nanny Miss
Monique. How are you?
Monique. I haven't seen her in ages. I wanted to say quickly, do you have any announcements that you want people to know?
Monday night on Ask the Nanny, we are going to be talking to Toya Windsor and Angelina Marie about child nutrition. On tomorrow night, Nanny Kim on the Go will be talking about mom guilt on
Yes.
her show on Instagram. So go follow Nanny Kim on the Go. So you can catch her tomorrow night. I think it's at 7 or is it 8?
8.
Central. I
I
think
thought it
it's
was
8.
8.
8. She's on Eastern. It's Eastern Standard Time, so I think it's 8. And on Saturday, join Kimberly and and I think her name was Alyssa. I think her name was Alyssa. Please forgive me if it's not. On Saturday on Clubhouse. If you have Apple, you can join us on Clubhouse. We are doing our second round of what nannies speak up, what parents need to know. And we're doing some role playing on how to talk to parents. We're doing some scenarios. So I'm going to shoot out some scenarios and I'm going to let you all figure out how would you handle this.
What's that?
What's
Clubhouse
that?
is an app that
Clubhouse
if you
is
have
an
an
app.
iPad or
If you have
iPod,
an
is it iPod or
I,
iPhone?
iPhone, if you have an Apple,
iPhone.
if you have an
Yeah.
Apple, you can join. If you need an invitation to join, I have about 17 of them. So, but because you have to have it, if you're not on it, you need somebody to invite you to join. So if you need an invitation, I have, like I said, I have about 17 of them. There are several nanny groups on there. I know Crystal Gale does one every morning, but right now it's right at the time that I trying to get out the door. She does one at 6:30 in the morning, which is 7:30 Eastern
Send
time
me
because
the
she's on the
invite.
East Coast.
Look, send
And
one to also Simply.
yes, okay. I will send you. Let me see. I'll send you one. Let me check and see how it because I've never sent an invitation. I just know I have them. But let me see how I'm supposed to send them to. I don't know if it's your phone number or email or whatever. Anyway, so I'll get with you after we get done here and or send me a DM so that I won't forget because I got three more
Yeah.
things to do after this. So, but join us on the Clubhouse at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Central time, and 3 p.m. Eastern time. Um, so that's going on. And I think that's it for me.
For me, it'd just be for you guys to follow me on social media, on Instagram, Twitter. Um, I am at Nanny Shards. Also on my YouTube, it's Nanny Shards. On my Facebook, it's Nanny Shards Official. LinkedIn is Sharda Lambert. And I've recently been convinced to join TikTok, even though I do not like that app at all. But I'm going to try and post more on there. I'm on there on TikTok as Nanny Shards as well. So please make sure you follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting quite a lot of content on there over the next few weeks. So that's going to
And
be good.
on your
And if there's
YouTube
anything you guys
channel,
want to see,
are
yes,
you Nanny Sharz on YouTube too?
yes, I'm Nanny Shards on YouTube. And then LinkedIn is obviously Sharda Lambert, which is my name. So yeah, follow me on all my social media platforms if you're watching. Remember, next week is our last Nanny Hookup. Also, next week is my last Nanny Shah's lives as well. I do my lives every Wednesday, 8 p.m. UK time. Um, so yeah, next week's going to be my last one. It's going to be a bit fun, try not to make it too of a heavy topic.
Let's see.
Um, and then yeah, so we are getting really, really busy, ain't we, Angela? Which is good. Business is busy. So we can't, commit to Instagram lives, YouTube lives and Facebook lives all the time. Remember, Angela still does her Ask the Nanny every Monday.
Yes, and working full time, and doing TikTok,
Yeah,
and doing Instagram, and doing the U.S. Nanny Association,
it's a
and
lot. Running
doing the
your several
jam business.
businesses.
And I got 50, 11 jobs.
Literally, entrepreneur it name. Yes.
I got 50, 11 jobs, and that's not including the people that I help with their jobs
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah. So yeah, things got
I'm
really,
trying
really
to
busy
get
for me.
all
Ooh,
this in here. And what are you on TikTok?
Nanny Shards. I'm on everything. Nanny Shards. Facebook is Nanny Shards Official, and LinkedIn is Sharda Lambert.
Okay, if you let me type.
So yeah,
I'm still
guys,
getting
we'll
you
see you next week.
I'm still getting used to
What is it?
uh this new computer.
Uh
I'm typing in all the stuff as the at Nanny Shards.
yeah. I don't know how to get out of this Instagram live. You're gonna have to do it because I think you went live on your page, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So
And I'm
guys,
just trying to get
thank you for
everything.
coming. She's gonna
I'm
put
trying to
all the
get
information in
I'm putting all this information in so you can follow us. Uh,
on everything else because we're gonna be on everything else more often as well. Obviously, I'm gonna do impromptu lives. I'm not gonna be coming on every Wednesday, but I'll be doing an impromptu live every now and again. I've got a big kind of thing that's happening towards the end of the month. So
uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh,
yeah,
uh-oh, uh-oh,
big
uh-oh.
change. So I'll be showing a bit more of my life, a bit more vlogging for you guys because I know you guys really like when I vlog, um, and show you just
Okay.
different aspects of being an international nanny.
I
You got
think
everything,
I got everything. Did I put me
Angela? She
on
multitask, constantly
Facebook,
multitasking.
TikTok? I'm trying to see if I got it
Facebook,
on.
LinkedIn.
Did I put my YouTube on here? I'm on YouTube, so yeah.
Yeah, you
Just
can
in
click the
case you
link in our
all.
bios as well. That will lead you all to the different social media platforms as well. You click the link in the bio. No plan, no plan. I'm gonna head off because I need to check that the children are sleeping because I put them to bed before this
And we
live
are going, and we will see you all
next week for the
next week.
finale.
Say cheese.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh.
I had to do that. Oh. All right. Good night, y'all. I mean,
Bye
good night,
bye.
Shada, and good afternoon. What? Why? What? Oh.
Bye bye. See you later.